Did you skip the gym today? We reject your reasons for skipping the gym. In this podcast, we're going to outline the 5 worst reasons for skipping the gym. Hey, spoiler, number 3 is going to shock you guys. Stick around to learn more.
Welcome to the CrossFit Edwardsville Community Podcast, where we hear and learn from our coaches, CrossFitters, and Glen Ed community leaders. Now, here are your hosts, Dallas and Greg.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to the CrossFit Edwardsville Community Podcast, where we do get to meet and learn from our CFE coaches, talk occasionally with our CFE athletes, and sometimes chat it up with local business owners. I'm your co-host, Dallas Hamston. Great to have you here, as always, with me, the one, the only, the incomparable, the master of disaster, the king of sting. I'm going to try all the Apollo Creed references for you.
This is like my WWE walk-in.
Let's get ready. Oh, I don't think I can say that on trademark. Let's get ready to hang out. G, let's get ready to hang out. What's up, G-Scal?
I'm ready, man. Ready to get some things off of my little coaching chest. Because as you know, as a coach, we've heard all the excuses. We've heard all the reasons. And some of them are just ridiculous. And I'm excited to outline some of the worst of the worst. The highlight reel, the Dundies,
Is it the highlight reel or more the blooper reel in this particular?
The blooper reel, yeah, the high tomato meter worst reasons to skip the gym.
So, all right, that's what we're covering today, everybody. The 5 worst reasons to skip the gym. So, G, take us right into it, man. Number one,
you don't feel like it. Or any of its relatives, any of its cousins. You're tired or you're sore. Spoiler alert, chances are, if you wait until you feel like it, you're going to wait forever. You're probably not going to be in the mood to go to the gym. And spoiler alert, everybody's tired, everybody's sore. That's the norm, right? Especially if you're a parent, you're over age 30. If you're actually living life, you don't have a chef making all of your foods for you. You got to go out there and actually put in work for a living. Chances are it's going to be 1,000 things that make you just not feel like going to the gym today. Yeah. But here's the good news. Right? Here at CrossFit, the workouts are really a lot more exciting, a lot more effective, a lot more engaging. The people are fun. I find this for me, like I'm a morning exerciser. I'm never in the mood to exercise when my time to exercise rolls around. It's always an interruption to what I'm doing. But I know this, if I just get me to the gym, I got some great people that I work out with. The coaches are amazing. And I'm always 100% of the time glad that I did. If I go to the gym in the morning, I'm glad that I did.
You know, that was a real interesting thing, G. I talked to you about this offline one time, and it was a real eye-opener for me when I was like, when did you just get over the I don't want to do this thing? And you literally looked at me and you go, spoiler alert, Dallas, I'm still not over it. Like, I never want to go. So that was a real eye-opener for me to hear you be that transparent about your own desire level on that.
Yeah. It definitely helps that the workouts are never boring. It definitely helps the people are fun. Like the environment, the culture is a great offset to the not feeling like doing it. It helps. Yeah. But, I wasn't born and raised an athlete. I had to learn all of that relatively late in life. And so, I feel like God made me to be a bookworm, and I'm good at that. That's natural for me. To go to the gym, put in hard work and sweat isn't necessarily natural to me, but that's okay, because I do know this, like sometimes the hardest stuff, the stuff we least feel like doing, are the things that are the most rewarding and give the most value. The return on investment is totally worth it.
Yeah. And we've talked in the past about doing things like exercises that are fun, doing stuff that kind of adds a little, while you might not be intrinsically motivated, to be extrinsically motivated too by some of the WODs and stuff like that, or the people that you get to be with, is much more fun than, hey, I'm going to go work on back and buys, chest and tries, and do all the curls for the guys, whatever.
Right. There are definitely days that are easier than others. Like there are certain exercises that I really love doing, and when they show up in Coach Bailey's programming, I'm like, yes, can't wait. That's going to be awesome. And then there are the days where the exercises are like, oh man, like Yesterday's workout was a 2K row for time, and that's about one of my least favorite workouts ever. If that was a workout I didn't want to do, it was that one. But I will also say when it was done, I'm really glad that I made myself do that because you feel fantastic afterward.
All right, so that's number one. You're tired, you're sore, you just flat out don't feel like it. Go ahead and hit me with number two for one of the worst reasons to skip the gym.
Number two is, hey, I exercised yesterday. Oh man. As a coach, like that one, just like that's a little like twists my little coach's heart all up into knots. There's a great expression, I think, from Zig Ziglar that, motivation doesn't last, but neither does bathing. So that's why you should do it every single day.
Yeah.
As is the same thing. This needs to be a pillar of your schedule. It's not something you do every once in a while, but to have the consistency of the exposure to the stimulus that it takes to see great results and really look your best, feel your best, perform your best, it takes that consistency. If you exercised yesterday, awesome. That's definitely not a disqualifying reason to go and exercise today.
Yeah.
It should be that consistent. Monday is what I do. I just go to the gym. # never miss a Monday. And then Tuesday, do it again. Once you get that momentum going, it's much easier to keep it going. But if you say, I exercised yesterday, therefore I'm not exercising today, you're already taking the momentum out of the picture. You're already losing momentum. And it threatens to knock you off the path entirely. So
I heard an interesting quote, and I'm forgetting who it was right now. And if this were Joe Rogan's show and Jamie was right here beside us, he'd look it up for us immediately. But since it's not, we're just going to have to go with the quote, which is, you don't lose momentum, you give up momentum.
I like that. That's probably a better way of describing it. Yeah. Like you're volitionally, intentionally giving up your momentum when you say, I exercised yesterday, so I won't today.
Yeah. And our buddy James always likes to say, rent is due every day. I know that's not his original quote, but that's one of his go-tos. So, all right. So you don't feel like it, number one. Number two, you took care of it already this week, so you're good till next Monday when you feel bad about yourself. What would number three be on the 5 worst reasons to skip the gym?
Number 3 is you're injured. This is a hot button topic, right?
I'll raise my hand.
Yeah. And for real, there's maybe you are injured. Nobody is marginalizing the fact that you may have an injury. Again, I'll reference it again. If you're like most of our CrossFitters, you're an active person, you're a parent, you have a job, you're juggling kids and spouse and work and 1,000 things. You're out there going and living your life. I was talking to somebody earlier today who sprained her ankle. And she's like, what do I do? I'm like, come to the gym. And what I'm about to describe is truer in the CrossFit community than it is any other. I think that if you have something happen, you sprain your ankle, you're out there playing with your kids in the yard, you knock a rib out of place, it's cool because the coaches will modify the workout to meet you where you are. You should never miss a workout because of a twisted ankle or a shoulder that's acting funny. There's a story I love to share, which is
for those of us in our 40s, we just wake up with a shoulder acting funny. That's not an injury. That's just like, hold on, let it come back in.
Yeah, you get into the shower and you step funny and you pull a muscle. You're like, oh my Lord, really? So some years ago, Dallas, I sprained the crap out of my ankle. Sprained the crap out.
I remember this.
Yeah, I was on crutches for weeks, and I didn't miss a single CrossFit workout. And the point of the story isn't for me to be bragging about myself. The point of the story is I came in, I told the coach, hey, I can't really use this ankle. What do I do? And they gave me modifications so I could still work on other things. It was my dominant leg that I'd sprained, and I was on crutches. So we worked on my non-dominant leg, which was my weaker leg. We worked on a ton of arms, a ton of abs. Yeah. And when my ankle finally healed and I was off of the crutches, my arms were way stronger. My abs were way stronger. My non-dominant leg, which is my weaker leg, had caught up to my stronger leg. Yeah. So it was actually more symmetrical. It all ended up becoming a blessing in disguise and actually ended up helping my fitness. But the point of the story, like you can literally go to Afghanistan and step on an IED and blow your leg off, and you do not have to miss any CrossFit workouts because the coaches will literally modify the workout to meet you where you are today. And chances are, like, you didn't just come to us because you wanted to work on one body part.
Right.
It's because you want a full body workout. You want to work on all the parts. And guess what? There's 1,000 exercises. Maybe you can't do 10 of them. That leaves 990 to go.
I love your math there. So, all right. So injury, no excuse. Number 4 here, the 5 worst reasons to skip the gym.
You're busy. Everybody's busy. If you have any life whatsoever, as I mentioned before, you're juggling your family, your hobbies, your work, your responsibilities. You're busy. We get it. That's never going away, ever. That is never going away. You will always be busy. So you may as well decide, you know what? I want to make it to the gym anyway. I'm going to carve out time. I'm going to have my sacred time where in the morning I work out, or my evening I work out, or I sneak away from work at lunchtime to go and work out the gym. But having that sacred time where you have your dedicated time for you is going to be one of the best investments you ever make in, get this, not being busy. Because the time you spend in the gym is going to make you look better, feel better, perform better, cognitively, physically. You have better focus, better concentration, better energy. You'll be able to get more done the rest of the time. You'll feel better the rest of the time. You'll be more productive the rest of the time. And you'll find that you probably get better at prioritizing, at deciding what's really important, what matters. And a lot of busyness, this is probably a quote from Tim Ferriss, a lot of busyness is actually just really poor prioritization or very poor time management, which kind of leads into my point number 5, which is you get trapped in the thumb scroll. There's a lot of variations of this one. Social media, you get caught in the net. You're on the TikToks, you get caught in the thumb scroll. Or maybe you get roped into the water cooler talk with people at work and you're talking about fantasy football for an hour. And then you look at the clock, you're like, damn, now I'm an hour behind at work. Or there's a million nonsense or low priority distractions that take our time that could be spent doing things of value and importance. You probably named 10 of them, right? A lot of them are just the nonsense things that other people email to us or text message to us or ask us to do that you're like, no, this is a terrible idea. Like, no, I don't want to go to that party. I don't want to hang out with those people, but I feel this social, like, peer pressure to do this thing I don't feel like doing. No, say no to the things. There's an expression that I love, and I think it's from Derek Sivers. This was on the Tim Ferriss podcast, I believe. If it's not a hell yes, it's a no. I'll say that again. If it's not a hell yes, it's a no. What are your thoughts on that, Dallas?
I think 4 and 5, you're busy and you got trapped in the thumb scroll. Another phrase I've heard is, it's not that you're busy, it's that you've prioritized something else.
Right.
And I think that's an important thing, especially for a lot of adults and a lot of parents and things like that. I mean, there was a day I had to cancel a St. Louis meeting with a client because I had to go get my kid from school who was sick and my wife was out of town. That's not the same. Look, I'm prioritizing my kid over that meeting. But I think, to your point, there is something beautiful about this idea that you actually have those moments of selfish where you prioritize yourself, because in essence, when you prioritize yourself on the health game, you're actually really prioritizing your family and others on the energy side of it. So I'm filling up the tank so that I can be full and filled for you, not burnt out and empty and frustrated in all the other things. So to find those things that make you full and filled rather than empty, pour out, pour out, pour out. I think that's a key important distinction that we need to keep in mind. So that's some good stuff. I know today was a quick hit conversation here, but I'm just going to review these 5 points for everybody real fast. The 5 worst reasons to skip the gym. Number 1, it's because you're tired, you're sore, or you just plain don't feel like it. Number 2, you already exercised this week. Pay that rent every day, as they say. Number 3, you're injured. And again, that's one I've been dealing with for months and months. G knows because he gets the text messages from me. Number 4, you're busy. And number 5, You're trapped in some kind of distraction scroll, a thumb scroll of some sort. So the real question to ask yourself, everybody, it takes a little level of awareness to just simply say, where am I falling into a trap? That if I become a little bit aware and I make the small decision to put on the shoes and go for the run, grab the keys and get in the car, set on my clothes the night before, whatever it is for you, what's the small choice you can make that will lead to bigger victories? I think that's an important thing of which we should become aware.
I love that. So, Dallas, I want to say thank you for sharing this time with me. Thanks for hanging out today. Thank you to our audience for hanging out with us. If you want to learn more, you can find us on all of the socials, whether it be CrossFit, whether it be on the Google machine, whether it be on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, we're on all of the socials. And then when you're ready, click over to CrossFitEdwardsville.com, book a no sweat conversation with one of our coaches here. We'll talk about what your fitness journey looks like. Again, Dallas, thanks for today. Thanks for hanging out. To our audience, thanks for hanging out. Look forward to seeing you guys in the next episode. Dallas, sign us out, man.
Well, you know what I love to say. Go out there, everybody, and have a championship day.